Let me move quickly through a series of questions. There's a lot to cover. Starting with the issue that Mr. Comey raises, you said, quote, there has not been any serious disagreement about the program. Mr. Comey's testimony was that Mr. Gonzales began to discuss why they were there to seek approval. And he then says, quote, I was very upset, I was angry, I thought I had just witnessed an effort to take advantage of a very sick man. First of all, Mr. Attorney General, what credibility is left for you when you say there's no disagreement in your party to going to the hospital to see Attorney General Ashcroft under sedation to try to get him to approve the program?
The disagreement that occurred and the reason for the visit to the hospital center was about other intelligence activities. It was not about the terrorist surveillance program that the President announced to the American people. Now, I would like the opportunity—
Attorney General, do you expect us to believe that?
Well, may I have the opportunity to talk about another very important meeting in connection with the hospital visit that puts it into context? There was an emergency meeting in the White House Situation Room that afternoon. It involved senior members of the administration and the bipartisan leadership of the Congress, both House and Senate, as well as the bipartisan leadership of the House and Senate Intel committees, a gang of 8. The purpose of that meeting was for the White House to advise the Congress that Mr. Comey had advised us that he could not approve the continuation of vitally important intelligence activities despite the repeated approvals during the past 2 years of the same activities.
Okay, assuming you're leveling with us on this occasion. No, I want to move to the point about how can you get approval from Ashcroft for anything when he's under sedation and incapacitated, for anything.
May I continue the story, Ms.
No, I want you to answer my question.
Senator, obviously, there was concern about General Ashcroft's condition, and we would not have sought, nor did we intend to get any approval from General Ashcroft if, in fact, he wasn't fully competent to make that decision. But there are no rules governing whether or not General Ashcroft can decide. I'm feeling well enough to make this decision.
But Attorney General Gonzales, he had already given up his authority as Attorney General. And Ashcroft was no longer Attorney General.
And he could always reclaim that. There are no rules
while he's in the hospital under sedation.
Again, we didn't know. We knew, of course, that he was ill, that he had surgery.
Not making any progress here. Let me go to another topic. Attorney General, I wouldn't, and I'd like to have a lot of time, but I've got 3 minutes and 43 seconds left and 7 topics to cover with you. Mr. Attorney General, do you think constitutional government in the United States can survive if the President has the unilateral authority to reject congressional inquiries on grounds of executive privilege, and the President then acts to bar the Congress from getting a judicial determination as to whether that executive privilege is properly invoked?
Senator, you're asking me a question that is related to an ongoing controversy, which I am recused. I will say the President has tried very hard.
No. I'm not asking you a question about something you're recused of. I'm asking you a question about constitutional law.
You're asking me a question that's related to an ongoing controversy.
I'm asking you whether you can have a constitutional government with the Congress exercising its constitutional authority for oversight if, when the President claims executive privilege, the President then forecloses the Congress from getting a judicial determination of it. That's a constitutional law question.
Senator, both the Congress and the President have constitutional authorities. Sometimes they clash. In most cases, accommodations are reached. In the very rare instances, they sometimes litigate it in the courts.
Would you focus on my question for just a minute, please?
Sir, I'm not going to answer this question because it does relate to an ongoing controversy in which I am recused.
I would note, please, we'll have decorum in here. Senator Specter, right to ask all the questions he has. The Attorney General has right to be heard. I've indicated to Senator Specter, especially that I'm taking some of his time in saying this, he has extra time, but please, let us continue without comments.